Hey, everybody. Going live again with the Saturday COVID update. Going to give people some time to get on to the live feed, so just chill out for just a second. Uh, so we'll get started as soon as we get a bunch of folks on here. Hopefully, everybody's in the house today. Ba-da-ba. Hello, hello. All right, let's see. How's everybody? What's everybody doing this weekend? Just when we're all stuck inside. Anybody got any ideas of how they're gonna deal with the COVID and being social distance in the house? Oh, thank you for that, Nate. I just saw your comment. Thank you. Yep, I am going to address that in just 1 second. We see we got a whole bunch of people joining us. We're going to get started in just 60 seconds. 60 seconds and we will get started. Hey, Abby. I know, Abby. How are you? Laundry and church online. That's a good way to go. All right. Hey, everybody. I hope you are enjoying your Saturday. Welcome to another live COVID update with Council President Scott, a bulletin. Just wanted to start the Saturday off and give you guys the latest information. I'm going to start off with some stuff that I know folks have on their mind about the National Guard being in Baltimore. The National Guard is in the city right now at the request of the mayor. They are not here for a shutdown or anything like that. They are here right now to help out with food distribution, to make sure that we're giving everyone access to the food and helping with getting that out, and also to support our hospitals and critical infrastructure facilities as we deal with this crisis. They are not here for any other reason. Many of the pictures that you saw yesterday on the internet were actually old pictures from 2015, so just want to start that off and get that out the way. They are not here right now to deal with anything other than humanitarian efforts, so that is not something that is actually happening right now. All right, so I just wanted to get that out the way and then go through the latest. We are now up to 15 people in the city of Baltimore, 190 throughout the state of Maryland who have contracted the coronavirus. And I know that if you're watching, most of you are home, so I just want to start off by saying this. Tell everyone you know to stay their butt at home. If you don't have to go to work, if you don't have to go out to get critical things, groceries, pharmacy, stay at home. This is serious. I've seen a lot of jokes and people online with a lot of theories. People are going to die from the coronavirus, but less people are going to die if we adhere to the advice of the public health professionals and just stay at home. That's what we have to do. It's not cool for you to have a house party with 10 or more, just like you can't be outside having 10 or more. We want everyone to be safe. The best thing that we can do right now is to help stop the spread of COVID-19, and we can do that through social distancing and not allowing people to continue to spread this disease. Do what you do. I know we all at home. We all going to be frustrated, and we're all going to be tired of being in the house. You can still go out, take a walk, come back, but don't do that in groups. Stay at home at all costs. Walk your dog, come back in the house. We know that we want to check on our senior citizens and our parents and things like that. Do that digitally. I had a call with my grandmother last night on Duo. I'll do that again today. That's how I communicate with my parents all the time. And if they need things, make sure that they know the resources that are available. But you can get up and take that stuff over to them and leave it on the door. All right? All right. So we just want to start off by just stating with that. So this is going to continue to spread. Again, the mandates that we have, right? Public gatherings of 10 or more are prohibited. Bars, restaurants, gyms, movie theaters are all closed to the public. They can still do drive-through and carry out clearly, and you can order stuff for to deliver to you. We also know that utility companies aren't going to be shutting stuff off. No late fees. Tenants will not be evicted. Only people that have tickets will be allowed into the airport, though you should not be traveling right now. Let me say that again. Unless you have to travel, unless it's essential, don't do it. Malls and enclosed shopping centers have also been closed. I'm going to take a break here to take a couple questions that I see that have come in. Are Maryland courts closed to the public? Yes, the courts are closed. They are closed, so you cannot go to court. If you had a court case, it's going to be postponed for now. Is there a curfew coming? Again, this is something that we addressed yesterday. We'll continue to address it. The governor has not instituted a shelter in place memo. The mayor has not done that for the city either, so there is no curfew. But we want people to be responsible themselves and actually stay at home. Stay at home. Do not go out. All right? So, let's see. What else did we have? Oh, yeah. So, I can break that down to you again. So, the COVID cases in Maryland. Okay. As of right before the live, there were 68 in Montgomery County, 31 in Prince George's, 19 in Baltimore County, 15 in Baltimore City, 15 in Anne Arundel County, 19 in Howard County, 5 in Hartford, 3 in Carroll, 1 in Charles, 1 in Frederick, 1 in Talbot, 1 in Calvert, 2 in Wycomico, 1 in Worcester, and I know that one was just announced in St. Mary's County as well. All right, let's see. Got some other questions coming here. Give me a second, y'all. We're just trying to get them all here so that I can read them. Right, switch the page here. So I do. Let's see. If you have some symptoms of COVID and want to get tested, like, okay, people are asking about the testing. Again, I'm going to continue to say this. Not everyone needs to be tested. Tested, we cannot have people overflowing our public our health institutions, our hospitals, trying to get tested. This is what I want to say. Again, only people who have the severe symptoms, right? Shortness of breath, tight chest pains, all of that kind of stuff should get tested. Everyone else, the first and most important thing you can do, pick up the phone, call your primary care physician, and they will guide you on how to do that. They're going to tell you to self-contain yourself at home. They will do that. Not everyone needs testing, and we want you to avoid close contact with people if you feel like you have the minor symptoms. But if you have those severe symptoms, that's when you pick up the phone and call 911 so that you can be tested. All right, so people asked about resources for the homeless community. So we have a shelter in place. They're also doing a healthcare for the homeless is doing a new screening hotline to support shelter staff, and the medical providers there are working with a hotline accessible by Baltimore City's 4 largest shelters so that people can get the guidance to how to further assist suspected positive screens and trigger city transport to partner hospitals for testing. So they are working on that along with the Mayor's Office of Homeless Services. All right. What if you don't have a primary care doctor? Great point. That's when we want you to call 211. They give you options about facilities and healthcare facilities that you can get. That's where you want what you do. Want you to call 211. Also, I just want to run through this really quickly. The food distribution sites for the weekend. The city is giving out grab-and-go breakfast and lunch for youth and Saturday at rec centers, 57 rec centers and mobile route sites across the city. So the following 15 meal routes will offer grab-and-go breakfast and lunch between 8 and 5. East side. All right, I'm going to run these down. All right. 3000 East Madison Street, and we're going to put this up so that you guys can see this again too. 3000 East Madison Street, which is the lunch, 425 North Chester, 2401 Bel Air Road, 4400 Parkside Drive, 3400 Ellerslie Avenue. West Side, 1600 North Dukeland, 2605 Garrison, 3939 Reisterstown Road, 3910 Barrington Road, 5032 Gwen Oak Avenue, and in South Baltimore, 502 Jack Street, 2401 Nevada Street, 1200 Gus Rand Street, 3411 Bank Street, and 100 South Carolina. All 40 recreation centers plus the 2 cities aquatic centers will offer grab-and-go breakfast and lunch this weekend between 11 and 2. We will go through all of those again, run through all of those for everyone again, so that you can see these. But we'll put this back on the website. But I'm just going to read them all off to you, so bear with me. Bent Lowrec, Curl F. Cook, C.C. Jackson, Cecil Kirk, Chick Webb, Cove Stream, Collington Square, Crispus Attucks, Curtis Bay, DeWeese, Edgewood, Lyndhurst, Ella Bailey, Fern Braybrook, Fred B. Lydick, Gardenville, Greenmount, Harlem Park, Heron Run, J.D. Gross, James McHenry, Joseph Lee, Lakeland, Lillian Jones, Locust Point, Madison Square, Mary E. Rodman, Medfield, Morrill Park, Mount Royal, Northwood, Oliver, Parkview, Cherry Hill Rec, Rita Church, Robert C. Marshall, Samuel B. Morris, Solo Gibbs, Virginia Baker, Patterson Park, and Woodhome. All will be offering these so folks can have this. Let's see. All right. We have some more questions here. Is it true that everyone will get $1,000? The truth is that we don't know as of yet. We know that the federal government is working on a package in particular about this. We will continue to monitor that. There are things that we're pushing in for that for folks who are industries that people are not thinking about, so that people can get that information. And as soon as we know, this is going to have to be a recovery package that includes everybody. So we want everyone to know about that. Is it illegal for... So again, we know that right now you cannot evict people, right? So landlords cannot be harassing people or trying to evict them. So if that's happening, please let us know and we can help to deal with that. Do I think school will resume before our youth before the end of the year? Question is, I don't know. It's looking more and more likely. And I see a question about should your son go to the basketball court? Tell your son absolutely not. He cannot go to the basketball court or the playground. They cannot be at those kind of facilities. If he wants to shoot shots, tell him shoot it at the trash can in his bedroom to be safe. We cannot have him outside being around groups of people right now. Also, let's see. Great. Thank you. We're going to continue here. Senior centers are closed, so they're closed. But we can still, the health department will provide boxed lunches at senior centers. If there are any factors that prevent participants from picking up a meal, meals can be delivered as an option by calling. This is an important number, so everyone make sure that you get this number over to your seniors that you know. It's Maryland Access Point. It's 410-396-2273. They can call that number and they can see their eligibility for a into the home delivered meal program. Again, that's 410-396-2273. That is a great resource that we have to use. We also want them to be checked in on daily, and they can also call this number to register, and that's 1-866-50-CHECK. They can register there to be looked at and looked after by our state government as well. Let's see. More questions coming in. Are there any resources being provided for people who have lost their jobs due to COVID? Again, this is something that we know, right? People who've lost their job, business owners whose businesses are going to be hurting and failing because of this. This is why we're going to have to work together, local, state, federal, to figure out how we're going to help people recover. much like we did in the recession period a few years back. We know that this is something that has to happen as we move forward. So we're going to be looking out for everybody, all the workers who have been displaced, and especially something I want people to know too. If you're a worker that's been displaced from your type of work, like you worked at a restaurant or something like that, this is a place where now grocery stores are hiring folks that because they're going to be seeing a influx of people. We know that H&S Bakery is also hiring, so I would encourage folks to reach out to those people as well. Let's see. All right, great. But I want to stay there for 1 second. Yes, NVA is closed. NVA is not open. They are not doing, and we'll make sure that you guys have that. All of that stuff, the information about NVA, all of that stuff is available on our website, BaltimoreCityCouncil.com, and you just click COVID-19. We'll keep that updated with all the updated information for people to have consistently. All right, thank you. And then now I'm going to talk about grocery stores and shopping, especially for seniors and people with compromised immune systems, and some of the things that our grocery stores are doing. For example, Giant Food. We all know Giant here in Baltimore and in the region. Every store and their operating area will reserve 6 to 7 a.m. every day of the week for the vulnerable population and the seniors to shop. The stores will operate on regular hours of operation during all other times. So we want everyone to know that. ShopRite. We have one ShopRite here in the city, which is in Howard Park, and there's one close to the city in Perrin Parkway. They have waived the ShopRite from home fee and delivery fees for seniors 65 and older and healthcare workers. So we don't want our seniors, again, going out and being around a bunch of people, so that they can also do that by ordering their food online and having it delivered straight to them. If someone can't deliver it to them and want to, you can't take it to them yourself. Safeway will have special hours for seniors to shop on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays for Safeway from 7 to 9 a.m. And Whole Foods will allow shoppers over 60 to come to the store at 7 a.m., which is 1 hour before they open to the general public. So we want to make sure that everyone has that information and continue to spread that information out to our seniors as well. All right, let's see. Public transportation. Again, people are going to be, all non-disabled passengers are going to be directed to board through the rear door, and we want the folks for MTA and the Charm City Circulator to avoid close contact between passengers and drivers. We want them to stay healthy throughout this process, and we also want to go again through the ticketing guidelines for the city that the mayor has outlined thus far. These are the things that the city has stopped ticketing for according to the mayor's direction. They will not be booting vehicles. They will not be towing for unpaid tickets. They will not be ticketing for 48-hour parking violations, street sweeping violations, abandoned vehicles, and also not for residential parking permits. However, they are still ticketing for peak restriction, bus lane, bus stop, crosswalk, fire hydrant, no parking, no stopping, alley blocking, and for meter violations. So those things are still happening. Let's see some more questions. What qualifies you as being a vulnerable person besides being a senior? All right, great. That's a great question. So if you have a condition that makes your immune system, right, according to the best advice around COVID, again, that is like if you have had cancer, weakened immune system, right? You've had these kind of health conditions. Of course, any respiratory issues. That's the kind of stuff you do not want to be a part of the general public, and you're considered vulnerable that way. All right. Again, for the person who just got a parking ticket, remember they are still ticketing for meter. You will get a ticket if you don't pay the meter. If you're in a peak restriction area, if you're in a bus lane, a bus stop, a crosswalk, a fire hydrant, parked in a no parking zone and no stopping or blocking the alley, they will ticket you. However, if you feel that you did not meet one of those qualifications when your ticket, send us a direct message. We can follow up with you. So again, as of right now, it's a question about if the governor is planning a shelter in place. As of right now, the answer to that is no. He has not put that in place as of right now. But again, even in the states where there are shelter in place, they are still allowing people to go out for groceries and other things. But as of right now, the governor of Maryland has not indicated that he is going to do that. I want to take a second to talk about small business support. So again, we have some resources around that. We put that on the internet. We are tracking that at the Baltimore Development Corporation about how small businesses are being impacted. We're going to continue to share that information. And there's a website, baltimoretogether.com, where you can get information if you are someone who is a small business owner as well. Someone just asked a question about the election. So the question is, is election going on as scheduled? Yes and no. If you live in the 7th Congressional District, which means that you voted in the special primary election to replace Congressman Elijah Cummings, who we lost, unfortunately, last year, that election will still take place on April the 28th and will be only by mail. The primary election, which is the election for president, mayor, city council, has been moved to June the 2nd on 2020. Stay tuned for more information about how that's going to happen. That election has been moved. So thank you for that question. Can COVID live in the air for 3 hours? Yes. And what I want you to do is make sure that you're looking at our website and the health department's website as we're helping to spread that information. And then listen, one of the things you guys can do, we're going to be sure to post this. The health department has memes that they want everyone to use to spread the word about how to prevent COVID from spreading. There's a meme generator. Take that and send it. Make up a meme and send it to your friends about how to be responsible and not spread COVID-19 throughout. I did a couple of them. I'm going to continue to do more of them as well. All right, let's see. These questions, so 2 things. Is there a testing site in Baltimore? People are being tested in the city, obviously. They're going to continue to increase the testing sites. But again, what we do not need is to have everyone overwhelming the testing sites. Like I said earlier, if you missed it, unless you have the severe symptoms, do not rush to go get tested. If you have the severe symptoms, shortness of breath, you feel like you can't function, dizzy, tightness in chest, then you seek emergency help to go there. But unless that, call your healthcare provider. If you don't have one, call 211. They will give you direction on how you can do that. Great question. And let's see. So FedEx Field in Prince George's County is being set up as a possible testing site. Here in the city, again, many of the photos that you saw yesterday were outdated. There are some, again, National Guard here in Baltimore at the behest of request of the mayor for humanitarian efforts only, to help with food and to support for logistics for our hospitals right now. Nothing else. Let's see what else we got here. All right, great. So this is something I think everybody, especially parents, right? Because kids, remind the kids they ain't out of school. We don't know yet if they'll be going back, but even if they do, we want them to continue to learn and do work. There are things that you can do on YouTube. You have all these websites where you can get these fun things. There's also things for us to do as adults as well. But the great thing about this is, because we know we have a strong digital divide in Baltimore City, is that Comcast is providing free Wi-Fi, right? So all you have to do, there are many hotspots, and we'll share that map across the city. They're providing free internet access from hotspot locations. If you visit xfinity.com/Wi-Fi, you can see a map of the hotspot locations near you. And once at a hotspot, you can select Xfinity Wi-Fi and launch your browser, and then you can log in. So you can have access to the internet. So for all my students, and I see some young people on here, some college students and some high school students, Will, I'm talking to you. School ain't over. You can do your work. Y'all have internet no matter where you are. Make sure that we are making sure that we are using this resource. All right? Questions. Going to stop for a second and take questions. No questions, everybody? Oh, yep. Yes, so you can request your ballot at elections.maryland.gov to get your ballot for the special primary that's coming up. But that's a great question. Thank you for that. All right, so now we're going to do something that's going to seem real simple, but I think it's important because one of the most simple ways that we can help to stop the spread of COVID is, we know, washing our hands. So we know that we're going to continue to spread that information and continue to push that stuff out there to people because we want everyone to be safe. Someone just asked a question about the stimulus package. Again, that is something that is going to continue to evolve. We're going to be in consistent contact with our congressional folks. I'm going to be reaching out to them again today, talking about things that I think will be important from a Baltimore City's point of view. But just stay tuned. Stay tuned, and we'll be able to get that. And this is a great. Someone just brought this up. And city school students and parents. City students can log on to BaltimoreCitySchools.org to view work packets that are being distributed. The school system is committed to making sure that our students are engaged while we are out. Make sure that everyone is doing that. All right? Thank you. I'm going to stop and see if anybody else has any questions, any further questions for me. Then I have some questions. And again, for the question about someone else brought this question up. For the question about the special election, ballots will be sent to eligible voters starting later this month. The ballots must be postmarked. You must have that ballot postmarked by April 28th. We're not sure yet how they're going to do that for the primary on June the 2nd. You can request absentee ballots for that election in the meantime, and we'll be sure to share that information with you as we get that out to you. Any other questions? All right, what's everybody planning to do this weekend while we're stuck in the house? Yes, sir, young brother. Census, right? The census info. We're going to make sure that we put the census info on our Instagram, on our Twitter, on our Facebook again. But please, 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 this is critically important, especially since we're all at home right now. It's no excuse for no one in the city to fill out the census. We know, especially now with what we're going through, we're going to need every federal dollar we can get. And the census is how we get it. So fill the census out. They are not going to be looking for your personal information. They're not thinking about what kind of person you are. Fill it out, because every person that fills it out in the city, we must have a clean and deep count of everybody in the city, no matter if they're black, white, Hispanic, young, old, gay, straight. We need everyone in Baltimore to fill out the census. I actually watched Self-Made on Netflix early this morning when I got home. So please, I thank you for that one. Again, for the uninsured, remember, call 211. Please start there. Call 211. And there's also other information about that if you just go to BaltimoreCityCouncil.com and click COVID-19. Yes, it is an online census. We're going to put that information on our social media right after this, so you all can see that. So thank you for that question. What else are people doing for their COVID shut-in? What you going to be doing this weekend? Spending some time with the children and doing some spree training to teach the children some life skills. Hey, along with their school practice. Barney Peterson, I like that. Working out with his son and get him ready for the football season in Mervo. That's my cousin, y'all. I think you should leave that to me. We know that Northwestern didn't produce the best athletes. So for the student, Herman, please send me a direct message so we can make sure that we figure out what's going on with your classwork and make sure that we can make you connect you to that. So send me a direct message and we will follow up directly with the school system once we know what school you are at, et cetera, to make sure you're able to do your work, because we want you to do that. Thank you, Miss Sylvia. I hope you're doing okay. Anybody else have any other questions? right. Well, thank you, everybody. We are going to be sure. Oh, again, yes, and someone just said this. For our senior citizens, the last thing we'll say, 410-396-CARE for our senior citizens. We're going to continue to press that information out. Thank y'all. Thank you so much, everyone. If you got further questions, just shoot us a direct message. We will respond to them as quickly as possible, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy yourselves and stay at home, everybody.